Hey everybody, it's Cobra DVS, and we're on episode 6 of RattleCast this week, and my esteemed co-host, as always.
Neoflynn, as always.
Yeah. Um, partners in crime, running routes. Okay.
Friends till the end.
What's that?
Friends till the end.
Right. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get right into it, and we can start reading the comments. Not too many this time, just a couple. Let's start with RPG Machine. Again, we only get the best from RattleCast. Awesome. Thanks for answering. Excuse me. Thanks for answering my last questions. Being new to Sega systems, I have to say I'm in love with my Saturn. I was wondering what are some Saturn games you guys really dig if you guys have Saturns. Actually, unfortunately, I don't.
Yeah, you don't.
You
but
do,
I do.
though. Yeah.
I do, yes. Some good games on Saturn. That's tough.
Doom?
Yeah, Doom. There's one called Valora Valley Golf that I really liked back in the day. It's like golf on crack, basically.
Crack.
It's just like these,
Right.
yeah, it's like these super extreme holes and stuff. Like there's one where it's like 300 yards, but it's like dead uphill, like, and then if you hit it like directly on the fairway, it rolls all the way back down. So you actually have to play into the rough. It's pretty funny. But that one's really good. Anything by Crystal Dynamics, you're gonna be getting some good stuff there. Like the Horde, Gex is on there.
Isn't there a sequel to Darius Twin called Darius Garden or something on there?
There might be. I'm not familiar with it, but I mean, there's there's
What about
lots.
Panzer Dragoon Saga? You gotta get
Yeah, if
you
you,
gotta get that.
if you can afford it.
Well, he is
Um,
RPG Machine, so
so yeah.
he's got to get it.
What else is there?
Have you played Duke Nukem 3D on the Jaguar?
Not on the Saturn. No.
I heard it. Or sorry, yes, it was the Jaguar. Wow. The Saturn. I heard it blows, so I don't know.
Yeah, Saturn's got some really good stuff and some really bad stuff, but overall it's a decent system. But yeah, like I said, anything by Crystal Dynamics, just stay away from the FMV stuff, except for the Horde, because that game's awesome.
All right.
Got Kirk Cameron in it. How can you go wrong?
Kirk Cameron.
Yeah, he plays like this dumb prince or something. I don't remember, but
Are there a lot of FMV titles on the Saturn?
not like it's not like the Sega CD was, where everything is FMV, but there are a bunch of them.
No, okay. Goffman says, wow, even better than last week's. Such a good cast, guys. I would love to get in on this for an episode, and I shall ask what Cobra wants to answer. What game do you guys hate that everyone else loves? I know you answer it kind of, but I know you, well, I think you made a typo, but I know you already answered it, but maybe now you can figure it out or narrow it down a game for all your answers. Also, I believe the Mortal Kombat trailer Cobra was talking about is the Mortal Kombat Legacy on YouTube. It was a teaser trailer for the series. It's always, as always, guys, a great cast, and I look forward to next week's. Okay, cool. So his question, what is one game that we hate that everybody else loves?
Yeah, we kind of touched on this last time, but we can go more depth.
Can I piss some people off and say Call of Duty?
You can.
What the fuck? What the hell? There's a bug crawling on my computer screen right now.
Just don't smack it.
Yeah, I'm just sort of like staring off into nothing thinking about this, and now there's like one of these box elder bugs on my damn computer. What the
I know
hell?
for me it's like Final Fantasy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it at all.
Final Fantasy. You know what? This is kind of like blasphemous as well. I know I'm kind of a blasphemous king, but I've never played a Final Fantasy game.
Really?
Really, they just never interested me because I'm not too much into like the Japanese style.
Yeah.
I'd rather play, even though I really enjoyed Chrono Trigger. I'd rather, I don't know. I just Final Fantasy never really interested me.
I mean, I've tried to play them, and I can't get into them. Excuse me.
Let's see. Okay, so there's Call of Duty for me. Any war shooter nowadays is just not gonna happen with me.
Yeah, you're
Like
over it.
Battlefield 3. Just give me a fucking break. Um,
I can't think of anything else that
yeah, it's hard to think of these things on the spot.
we should have done our research.
Yeah.
But yeah, the main one for me is Final Fantasy because people just fawn over that shit, and I can't
They
stand
do. Yeah. Well, okay, Final Fantasy and Call of Duty, that's bound to get some excitement going. Alright, and in television, Ivy Peppy 38 says, or Hacker727 as he's also known, says, excellent episode, guys. Thank you. Um, that continues his streak of commenting on, I believe, every video.
every video. Yeah.
So in television, Dude has made a comment. He says, Paper Mario rules. After you get used to the 64 controller, it's easy to use. And 64 is mainly known for Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Mario Party, and the TI/THQ wrestling games. People
Yeah,
even
we forgot
today,
to mention those.
yeah, people even today still compare today's wrestling games to No Mercy on the 64, just like people today compare hockey games to NHL 94 on the Genesis.
Yeah, we forgot to mention the THQ and
Yeah.
wrestling games on the 64. They are really good on the 64.
Yeah, my brother used to play the hell out of those, and there was one that he had that, I don't know which one it was, but where you could, like, make your own character, and I gave him, like, purple pants and a green shirt, and they were kind of fun. They were kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all of them on N64 are decent, so.
Yeah, they still make wrestling games, don't they?
Yeah.
Are they
Every year they pump one out.
good?
Yeah, I mean, I got, what was it, 2010, I think was the last one I got. And, I mean, they're fun. They're definitely more advanced now. But, I mean, if you like wrestling, they're fun to mess around with, so.
Well, actually, that's the last comment. Not too long this time.
Yeah.
But normally we'd move on to the news, but Nick and I felt it necessary to mention something prior to the news. And, I think a lot of people are probably going to see this coming, but, Steve Jobs kicking the bucket is probably something we should mention.
At least mention, it's something, he's been out of the limelight for a little while, but you can't, like, do anything today without pretty much touching an Apple product or something that Apple's influenced.
Right.
I mean, he was quite the visionary, I think. And
We actually touched on this in my English class last Friday, which was like I want to say the day or two after it happened. I'm not sure quite when it happened.
I think it was Thursday night, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so Friday morning is
Wednesday night, but
yeah. So the instructor mentioned it, and there's not very many people in there, and he goes, he said that he basically invented like the personal computer in his garage.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can't really deny his importance. And then this absolute ignorant buzz-killing lady behind me, I just cannot stand her. Me and my friend just talk about her the whole time because she's such a buzzkill. She goes, and she's like 55 or 60, and she has no business being at school. And she goes, Steve Jobs invented Commodore? It's like, no, you idiot. That's not the point.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Steve Jobs didn't invent my Atari 800. That's not the point.
Yeah, I mean, everybody thinks of Apple now and they think of the iPod and the iPhone and all that, but really,
Right.
when they got their start was, with the computer, so.
Yeah, which is definitely bigger impact than the iPad will ever have, I would think.
Right,
Or
yeah.
the iPod, rather. We'll see about the iPad. But
I mean, especially for people like my age, we all grew up playing on our Apple IIs. We'd go to computer lab in school, and that was what they had was the Apple II. So, playing Oregon Trail and Hangman on the Apple
Oregon
II.
Trail.
I'll never forget it.
I kind of wanted to get an Apple II a long time ago, but I never really got one. I wonder, are they expensive? Or
I have no idea. I wouldn't
I
think
bet they are, no.
they might be, but there were so many of them. Because,
Right.
schools had 15, 20 of them a piece, so I can't imagine they'd still be ultra expensive, but who knows?
All right, well, yeah, it's just something we wanted to mention, because it's definitely a pretty large happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Something else I wanted to mention prior to getting to the news is I want to send a huge thank you to Ball and Nick 1982 for giving both of our channels and the show a shout out on his last Gaming Pickups episode. He had nothing but great things to say about it, and that's really what it's all about. People enjoying the show, and That was really nice of him. We didn't ask him to do it. It's just something he did, and yeah.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, definitely. All right, this bug is driving me freaking insane. I have to get this thing out of here.
For the record, Apple IIes are like $50 to $100, so not terrible.
Okay, it's dead. $50 to $100.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. That's about
I mean,
I guess
depending.
what a Commodore.
Some of them are
costs.
cheaper, but it seems to be 50 to 100 seems to be the going rate.
Oh, okay. Apple invented my Commodore? No, just shut up. All right. So again, thanks to Ball and Nick. Yeah, that was
Yes, much
huge,
appreciated.
awesome things. And I just also want to mention, I don't know how, because I don't have your email, so I don't know how much your subs go up, but again, I think like from his shout out, I got around like 30 subs.
Well, you got more than I did.
And I mean, it was funny when it happened because I knew he said he was going to give us a shout out, and I was actually in class, and I turned my phone on silent when I'm in class, and when I left, I had 7 emails on my phone. I was like, 7 emails in like an hour and a half? What the hell happened? So I look on them, and 3 of them were subscribers that people had subscribed to me, and I was like, what the hell? So I go on my YouTube app, and I see that Ball and Nick did an episode, and in the description was a link to both our channels, and I was like, oh, okay, Nick did the shout-out. So very cool, and much appreciated.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate, any kind words anybody has to say. And
Right, yes, definitely.
very nice of him to do that. So.
Okay, so let's dive right into some news stories.
Good old news.
All right, I'll go ahead and kick things off, and my first news story is going to be Transformers Fall of Cybertron has been announced. It's not a movie, so don't be hating yet. Yeah, it's a sequel to War for Cybertron or War of Cybertron? War for?
War for Cybertron.
Did that come out last year? Was it?
It was either early this year or late last year. I think it was late last year.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a sequel to that, I suppose, and yeah, I didn't have the pleasure of playing the first one, but I did hear it was good.
They are very well done. They did the movie tie-in one they did as well, and then the War for Cybertron. It was a standalone. It wasn't
right. Yeah.
Or anything, so they could kind of take free license with it, and they did an awesome job with it.
I've never played any of the. Actually, I've never played a Transformer game where the movie tie-in ones like balls.
They weren't terrible, but they were mediocre, as most movie tie-in games are.
Yeah, we all know all about that. Yeah.
But yeah, if they do half as good as they did with the last one, the new one, then it will be awesome. And the multiplayer was actually really good too, which is kind of surprising.
What kind of multiplayer was it? Was it competitive and stuff?
Yeah, like deathmatch and stuff. So.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but you're playing as Transformers. So.
Huh. I always thought a Transformers game would be kind of cool, but I don't know of any that were not this generation. Other than that, there's one on the Famicom, I think.
Yeah, was one on the. I think there was.
I know the Angry Video Game Nerd did a video on a Transformers game, and I think it was for the Famicom. I know it didn't come out in the United States, at least that one.
Yeah,
but I'm sure there's like one on the Commodore or something.
Yeah, I think there's a Commodore one. I know there's some old school like PC, not PC, but computer one.
Right.
But yeah, this, like I said, these guys. I can't remember the name of the company that does it. Let me see if it. High Moon Studios, that's what it is. Mm. And they, like I said, they do an awesome job with the license. So it should be another spectacular one, which it sounds like they're going to wind up on Earth. So that'll be cool.
Well, as long as it's better than Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
That movie was on last night, and I got to say, I got to be honest here, guys. That movie is not very good at all.
No, and the freaking jive robots are just annoying.
Oh, man. They just need to make, like, a serious... like dark-toned Transformers movie, like get James Cameron in there, and
yeah,
just take it like Get that Michael Bay character
Right.
out of there. For
Keep Michael
Christ's
Bay
sake.
as far away from it as possible, and it might be good.
I mean, yeah. You know what just made zero sense to me, and this is kind of going off topic, but it's still Transformers. In number 2, when he's in college, you know that like girl that like seduces him, but turns out to be a Transformer?
Right.
She's a Decepticon.
Yeah.
Since when can they turn into humans?
Since then, apparently.
They're not Terminators.
Yeah, it really made no sense.
Her skin like folds open and turns into and then she
Right,
turns
yeah,
back,
yeah.
clothes and all. It just makes no sense.
A lot of that movie made no sense.
Oh God. Oh God. Let's just move on to a different story. I don't want to rant about it. Your turn, actually.
My turn. Yes. What is the first one I have? Oh yeah. We were talking a little bit about this last time with the dashboard update for the 360, and they started to announce some of the partners that they're going to have with the live TV service, and it's actually pretty darn good list. HBO signed on. Who else was it?
Comcast, Sci-Fi.
Comcast, Sci-Fi, Verizon.
Verizon, like the phones?
That it just says Verizon, so I don't know what all it entails. But what's cool about the Comcast thing is they're going to be putting their Xfinity content on there, which is, their on-demand type stuff. So that is really good, and it should actually make the service viable. Because if they don't, yeah, you have live TV on there, but if there's no channels to watch, what's the point? So it sounds like there's actually going to be good stuff on there. So
That's
hopefully it comes out sooner rather than later.
Yeah. It says coming Xbox Holiday 2011.
Yeah, holiday 2011, which could be now until, the end of the year. So.
All right, yeah.
So we'll see, but it's good news, I think.
Oh, right at the bottom, there's a huge list.
Oh, yeah.
Entertainment partners for Xbox 360.
Scroll down and...
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite the list.
We already have that. Wow, that is... Hulu? That's awesome.
Yeah, Hulu is actually already on there now.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. You have to sign up for the Hulu Plus subscription, I think, but...
Oh, okay.
But it is available now.
All right, Sci-Fi is going to be on there, so if you want to get your absolutely ridiculous, terrible sci-fi movies...
Awesome B sci-fi movies.
Yep. I mean, some of those damn movie titles...
Crocagator versus, Giant Wasp.
Crocagator. Crocagator versus Robo-Wasp or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are just
awesome.
Sickening. But watchable.
So
I usually watch them and just laugh.
Just because they're so bad, like you have to watch them.
Yeah. The CG in those looks like it was done on like damn Microsoft Paint.
Yeah. That's what makes them awesome.
Yeah. All right. I'm thinking I might actually want to switch my stories around and finish on the other note. So we'll do this one first. It's an article that I found about can the Xbox 360 survive in Japan? It's basically like getting the cold shoulder in Japan.
Japan has never really bought into the Americanized console. Like even the original Xbox really struggled over there. So it's not surprising that it's not doing well. But
something that absolutely shocked me is that in this article it says PlayStation 2 consoles are currently selling almost as many new units as the 360.
Yeah.
That is pathetic. Like, on the 360 part. In the article they say that, because the 360 is very Americanized.
Right.
So, I guess they're not into Gears of War and...
And they're really not. The stuff that we play over here is not what they play over there, which anybody that's ever played an import game can tell you that. But, stuff like Cats Run does really well over there. Whereas here, it's kind of niche title. But, and of course the Japanese RPGs and stuff, which the Xbox doesn't have a lot of. So that's really what struggles. And, the Kinect is another thing they mentioned in here, which there's a reason that it doesn't do well in Japan because, Japan, they don't have huge houses like we do here. They have little tiny apartments for the most part. And so they don't have room to play the Kinect. So, But
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, space over there is very limited, especially for housing and stuff. So it's very, they have smaller houses than we do here. In fact, a lot of them don't even have houses. They have apartments. So.
Oh, well, okay.
Unless you're super mega rich over there, then you don't have a lot of space to mess around in.
Unless you're Shigeru Miyamoto or
Right.
however you say his name. Yeah.
But I mean, if they tailor the games more specifically to Japan, I think it can survive over there. But it's an interesting story to say the least.
Not really shocking, I don't think.
No, I mean anybody that follows that kind of stuff already knew that. But like I said, the original Xbox didn't do well over there either. So, but it's the 360 still does well over here, so it's not go away
Right.
just because it doesn't sell in Japan. So.
All right, what do you got next?
What do I have next? Oh yeah, the worst news I think I've ever heard. Apparently, the writers of Toy Story have signed on to do a movie based on a Zynga franchise, and it will probably be Farmville, which it just saddens me.
How can you? What kind of material is there to even make a Farmville game?
I don't know, but what's really ultimately sad to me is that it will probably do well. That's what's because
and it might even be decent because it's the writers of Toy Story. That's what's gonna suck. The movie might be good.
Like there's a bajillion people that play Farmville, so they'll be like, "Ooh, Farmville movie, let's go see it."
Or is Pixar doing it, or?
It's not. I don't think it's Pixar. It just says the Toy Story writers, which is Alex Sokolow and Joel Cohen, hinted at their next project. So I don't think it's necessarily Pixar, but I guess it could be. It doesn't say it's not. But they don't come right out and say that it's Farmville. But here's the quote directly. It's like, we're in conversations with Zynga to do something with one of their brands, they teased. Can't really say too much on that front yet, but Old MacDonald didn't have a factory, if you get our drift. And then the article's like, we do get your drift, and it makes us sad. Which, like, of all the things to make a movie out of, why would you do Farmville? But I guess it's big enough, it'll probably sell.
I'm checking out the comments, and there's this comment that says, they're willing to greenlight this garbage, but not a Halo movie.
Right.
F you.
It just tells you how sad the world is right now. Like a Farmville movie. But
I feel like people like in Hollywood have lost it.
But I think they've lost it for a long time. Actually.
Yeah.
This is another shining example. But
yeah, it's odd that you get a good original movie that comes out nowadays.
It really is. Sadly.
So let's go ahead and move from one potential movie to another potential movie.
Now
this one actually sounds good to me anyway. This article is from March 11th of 2011, so it's about 6 or 7 months old, but actually it's a little less than that. But I'm gonna go ahead and mention it anyway because it's something that's got me excited lately, and it's Doom. There's supposed to be another Doom movie in the works. The title says reboot, so it would likely ignore the first, which is probably for the best, because I think we can all agree that the movie wasn't Oscar-worthy. But I'll say this, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun movie to watch.
I think if you don't expect too much from it, then it's probably pretty good.
The thing is, like, they could, if I saw this movie and didn't know that it was called Doom, I wouldn't guess it was called Doom. It just didn't have enough to do with the video games.
Right.
Because the monsters were more like mutated humans, and that's not what they are in the video game.
Yeah, and we talked about this a little bit, a couple weeks ago, that it would be really hard to do just a straight up, Doom-like movie just because there's not a whole lot going on.
Right, yeah.
It's just you and killing a bunch of stuff, so.
Mm-hmm. They could get it to work if they just did it right. I mean,
yeah, it would,
it wouldn't be very easy, I don't think, but damn it, a game like, or a series like Doom, full on deserves a movie.
Oh yeah.
I think. I don't know. I'm a huge fan.
Now, according to their article, though, they don't even have a script yet, so.
Damn. Well, this was in in March, so hopefully they have.
Maybe now they have a script.
Hopefully it's just good.
Yeah, I mean, like, if they do it right, I think it could be a decent movie. So
it'd be. Oh, excuse me. They'd be nice if they tied it in with the Doom 4 release. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how cool that'd be, actually.
Yeah, we were just talking about how mediocre
Yeah.
movies playing
Yeah.
games.
Hey, you know, it'd be a good idea if they made a movie based off this game. I don't know. We'll see what happens if it even gets made.
Right.
That'll be a stretch, I guess, but it'll be even more a stretch if it's good. But
Yeah.
one can hope. All right. So what's your last bit of news?
My last one is a little bit of news slash non-news because it doesn't really say anything. It just kind of hints at something. But that is Mirror's Edge 2. Did you play the first Mirror's Edge at all?
Nope, I did not.
You're missing out. It was
You
awesome.
know, like when it came out, I had zero interest in it. But then I started seeing people playing it and stuff, and I was like, and they had good things to say, and I was like, oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was a very interesting game, and it definitely deserves a sequel. And basically, what this article is that they talked to somebody from Dice.
Oh, Dice makes it?
Yeah.
Like the Battlefield Dice?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
Those dicks.
basically, Patrick Liu, who's a producer. And they were asking him specifically about Mirror's Edge, and he says, I think it's something that people are ready to get into again. We see that there's a huge fan following. It's almost like a cult, and we know the strengths we had and what weaknesses we had in that game. If we were to release a new game, we'd know what to improve and how to reach a broader audience. So I definitely think there's a market there. So basically what he's saying is they haven't given up on doing a Mirror's
Right.
Edge.
They think they can make money, so
Yeah.
odds are.
So.
Yeah, well, anytime they think they can make money, they're gonna go for it.
And like I said, the first one was really good. So
Now, what is it? What is it about?
It's a like a futuristic world where like technology and stuff is kind of forbidden, and so you're basically what's called a runner, which is kind of like a delivery person. And it's based around parkour. If you're familiar with that at all.
What is it? Parkour?
Parkour, like it's like what's the best way to describe? Like street gymnastics, basically.
Oh, like what do they call it? Like free running?
Free running, yeah,
Yeah.
same thing. Yeah. So it's based around that, and that's what you're basically doing in the game. It was just really well done, like very stylized and very cool. And it's played from first person, so.
Oh, that actually sounds pretty good, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really well done.
Maybe I'll check out the first one. So, did they give a release or a potential timeline or anything?
No, because he didn't confirm it or deny it. He just said
Oh, it's one of those kind
it
of
hasn't
things.
been. He basically said there's a chance. So, like I said, it's a bit of non-news.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah, exactly.
A little different reference. Okay, well, some pretty good news stories this week. Some uplifting ones, and then some downlifting
Some
ones.
downers, yeah.
Yeah, some Debbie Downers.
Nobody choking anybody this week, though. So
That's good. We don't want that again. All right, so next we have a little bit of the game of the week action going on. And Nick went ahead, and he was the picker this week. So
Yes.
what do you
And
get?
for the first time, we're not in the retro world. So
That is true.
we finally made use of changing it from retro game of the week to just game of the week. And my choice was Mad World on the Wii, which is
Made by Sega.
yeah, made by Sega, and quite possibly one of the most violent games I've ever seen on any system, but especially on the Wii, which is generally regarded as not that type of system. But anybody who's played Mad World can attest that it's not your kiddie's Wii game. Let's put it that way. Now you said you didn't play it at all.
You know what? I had the opportunity and didn't take it, and I sort of regret it because the game I ended up getting instead I never really got into. So piss, But it definitely looked like it kind of reminded me a little bit of like Gears of War or something because there's a chainsaw on the front, which is probably not like Gears of War at all. But
Yeah, it's not at all like your but there is a chainsaw involved. You do get in chainsaw duels, I'll give you that. So, but basically what it is it's this futuristic world again, and you are part of basically a game show that you just run around killing everything basically, and you score points on how creatively you can kill things. like the different stuff you can do will get you more points. Like if you pick up a street sign and jab it through their head, that'll get you a certain amount of points. And then if you throw them into a spike wall, that'll get you a certain amount of points. And basically, you're running around just murdering everything.
I'm intrigued.
But what's really cool about it is the art style. It's all black and white except for the blood, which really brings it out. Like it's just really really well done. And you'll get because it's a game show and you're viewing it from like this game show type. You've got two announcers, which actually one of the voices of the announcers is Greg Proops. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Like the first time I ever fired it up and he starts talking, I'm like, I think that's Greg Proops, and I actually had to go online and make sure that I wasn't losing my mind. But it is him. He plays one of the announcers. And they have so many witty one-liners. It's really, really funny. And you play as a guy named Jack, and that's all you know about him. And yeah, I haven't beaten the game, so I don't know how it ends, but
I'm looking at IGN review right now, and they give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it was really
That's
well.
pretty impressive.
For some reason, like, it didn't hit the mainstream for whatever reason.
Maybe to be honest, Nick, I think I might get this game.
You should. It's good. And
There's
they're
reason
actually
to play my Wii again, anyway.
right. And it actually does take advantage of the motion controls. Like,
oh yeah, that's right. It is motion, isn't it?
yeah, like you actually like to do the like punches and stuff. You swing your Wiimote, and like you can grab them and then swing them around, and you actually swing your Wiimote in a circle to do that. So it does take advantage of the motion controls, which is kind of cool.
I see it's rated M for mature. I just want to read why it's rated M for mature. Blood and gore, drug reference, intense violence, mature humor, sexual themes, and strong language. Now that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a video game.
Sounds like a good game to me. But yeah,
mix drugs and sexual themes. You can't go wrong. Actually, it could go very wrong.
But this one is very good.
Yeah, this one goes very right. Yeah, this one looks pretty good. And where I was gonna get it, it was only $10. So I'm gonna have to probably get this in the future.
$10, snap it up in a minute.
Nice. Damn it! I can't believe I didn't get this. I mean, I'm just looking at the cover right now, and I know the game I picked instead of this. I hope nobody kills me here. Was Cursed Mountain, which is actually it's like a survival horror game. And I was sort of like, I wasn't like in the wake of Resident Evil 4. It'd been years since I'd beaten that, but I was like, okay, and get another Resident Evil 4 type of game.
Right.
Played it for about 15 minutes, and it's not bad. I just wasn't in the mood to play it when I played it, so I kind of just shrugged it off. And I kind of regret not getting this because the freaking thing looks awesome.
Yeah, and it's fun. Like I said, like you can just go in and there'll be certain what they call what do they call them? Now I go to say it, I forget. But they're like these challenges that'll pop up, and like the first one you run into, this plane engine like comes down and blocks your path, and you have to like throw as many people into this spinning plane engine as you can to kill them. And you have a limited amount of time to do it, and it's just awesome.
I really am digging the art style on it too.
It is really good looking. It's almost like a comic book.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
But yeah, it's a blast. Go pick it up. Go play
it. Just get it. Just get the damn thing.
It gets the Neoflynn stamp of approval. That's all you need.
Along with River City Ransom.
Exactly.
You've been picking some violent games, Nick.
I do. I have pent-up aggression, I think.
I'm
Keeps
picking
me from
puzzlers
choking
and
out
you're picking
13-year-olds.
I'm picking puzzlers and you're picking these violent things. Right. Okay. All right, that's actually a really cool game, and it's actually, oddly enough, I think I might get it. So,
there you go.
Sweet. All right, anything else you wanted to mention about it?
No, I think that about sums it up.
Yeah, about sums it up. Okay, well, let's go ahead and move on to the next segment, which is going to be Retro Gaming Corner. Now, we sort of swap, like, the person that does Game of the Week doesn't do Retro Corner, so I got it this week. And it was actually brought on as a thought. It was actually a result of MaximumRD's last tag video that he did. It's good points about a crappy console. And I started thinking about crappy consoles that I have, and two that came to mind were these two, the Sega CD and the Sega 32X. Now, ultimately, for the tag, I picked the Sega CD and not the 32X, but I just thought it'd be fun this week to talk about both of them. It's sort of like, what are your experience with them and what have you? Do you have? I know you have a Sega CD. You have a CDX actually, right?
I actually have a CDX, and I have, I think, 2 different Sega CD Model 2s. So
Nice.
so,
Actually,
yeah.
I only have a CDX, and then I have 3 broken Sega CDs. And I kind of want to get a Model 1 Sega CD, because that's the one that I think looks coolest.
Yeah,
But they're so damn expensive.
yeah, because they're the rarest of the bunch.
Yeah. Oh, well, I still have a CDX to play. But anyway, so what do you think about the Sega CD?
You know what? I actually enjoy it for the most part. If you stay away from the glutton of crappy FMV games, there's actually some good
Yes.
stuff to be had on there.
Oh, definitely.
I think my biggest like Sega CD memory ever is staying up literally all night with a friend one night to beat Sewer Shark. And it took us about 4 hours to realize that the more you shoot, the quicker your life goes down. So, like, we could get, to a certain point and we could not get any farther and we couldn't figure out why. And then we realized that every time you shoot a bullet, you lose health. And then once we figured that out, we could actually beat the game.
I'm having a complete and utter deja vu right now. Have we talked about this before?
I
I
mean,
feel like you mentioning this story.
Yeah,
before.
I've mentioned it in one of my videos. I think when I did my Sega CD collection.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
That's weird that I would. Yeah. I was gonna say I've heard this before.
Yeah, you probably have.
But
like I said, that's my fondest Sega CD memory. Is that, but
actually, I don't even have Sewer Shark. Is that a pretty fun game, or is it?
No, like it's pretty mediocre, but it was fun back then.
Yeah.
Because that was all we had. But
Mm.
yeah, it's basically not a space shooter, but a shooter. You fly in these little vehicles and you're going through the sewers, just trying to kill big giant rats, basically.
Sounds like a fun game.
I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not, it's not mind blowing or anything.
Right.
And it's got FMV, so it's one of those digital pictures ones. So
Oh, okay.
where they try and make it into a movie, basically. But I mean, it's fun to play through, I guess.
Right. I don't know. I think the biggest thing about the Sega CD I like is that it's got its fair share of like from every genre. It's pretty much got something. You want a racing game, you've got it. You want a sports game, you got it. RPGs up the yazoo, you got them. Shmups, platformers, you got everything. And for every stinker, or for every good game, there's probably like 2 stinkers. But I tell you what, I only have about, I don't know, I have a decent-sized Sega CD collection, and there's not a game that I have that I just absolutely cringe at the fact of playing. It's not a bad system. I think it just gets a bad rap from everybody. A lot of people know it failed, and then the Angry Video Game Nerd did a video on it. And unless you know more about the Sega CD than what he portrays in that video, you really are going to assume it sucks.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, it's definitely got a certain place for. I wouldn't recommend, just your average Joe going out and getting it, but it's definitely something that's fun to have if you're a collector, because it's got a lot of good games on it.
Yeah, there's a decent amount of stuff to be played that's worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
That if you can pick one up, it's not a terrible idea.
Right. Plus, they're pretty.
And like you say, if all you see is the bad footage about it, you'd think it was the most terrible thing ever made. But
right.
It's got its fair share of decent titles. So
yeah, I mean, 3 of my favorites, and I told this to somebody, and I forgot. Oh, it was 2D UK, I believe, is Sonic CD, The Terminator, and Android Assault. Sonic CD is a platformer, Terminator's a side-scrolling shoot 'em up, kind of like Contra, and Android Assault's a shmup, kind of, if you will. And those are some of my favorites, and it's just like the system is full of hidden little gems like that nobody's ever heard of.
yeah,
It's fun to play, and there's like a Road Rash game on there. There's a Star Wars game, 2 of them.
I like the Star Wars. Rebel Assault is on there, and I can't remember the other one.
It's chess, Star Wars chess.
That's right.
Actually, that game always eludes me because I want it kind of a lot, but I just never get it.
I think I have it on PC actually.
Oh.
And yeah, I'm a sports guy, so I like the sports games on there because they were better than what was available on the regular Genesis and Super Nintendo. But
True. Like, I
uh,
have NHL 94 on there. I don't know how it compares to the Genesis version. I don't really know any differences. I imagine there's some FMV in there somewhere or something.
right, probably. It's a
I
good
think
Sega game.
I think one reason like that this Sega CD did fail is like if it was like back in I think it came out in 91 or was it 93?
We can find out. Use the power of Google.
Google. So anyway, so let's say it came out in 90. I'm pretty certain it was 1, but let's say it came out in 91 and looking back at it, like I said, there's a lot of great games on it, but if I already had a Genesis, there's really not much that's on the Sega CD that I probably couldn't get on the Genesis.
Right.
Like Road Rash, Sonic CD. Sonic CD is like incredible. Well, it's not that great, but it is pretty damn good. But you got like 5 different Sonic games you can get on the Genesis, so to drop, a full price for a console that's really just an add-on with slightly enhanced versions of the same game.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a ton of original titles. It's it's got quite a few, but none that are really...
Let's see. It was announced in 92. It doesn't say when it came out. Just says announced in 92.
I think.
Came out in Japan in 91, so...
Oh, okay, all right. But yeah, so I don't know, I just kind of get a bad rap, but I'd say if you have the opportunity, definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's not terrible.
Right.
It's not as bad as people make it out to be, I would say.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Now, on to the other one, 32X.
32X.
Do you have a 32X?
I do not, sadly.
Do you know much about it, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had one at one point, but... In fact, I know we had one at one point because we played the Star Wars game on there to death.
Oh, that's a good Star Wars game. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, so here's my lowdown on the 32X. The 32X is pretty damn good. I'll say it. I think it's pretty good. It's kind of like it's very comparable to the Sega CD because it's got a ton of crap games on it, but it's it's got a ton of good ones too. It's got like a notable one that everybody likes to talk about is Knuckles Chaotix.
Yeah.
That's a fun game. It's got Mortal Kombat, NBA Jam, Space Harrier, Virtua Fighter, Doom even. It's got a lot of stuff, and it gets a bad rap probably because it failed even worse than the Sega CD. And again, the Angry Video Game Nerd made a video on it.
Right.
So it falls in the same category. It gets a much worse rap than it deserves. It's actually pretty fun.
I think it did suffer that it didn't have like as many quality titles.
Yeah, I think there were only like 60 games for it.
Total, probably something like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what to say.
I mean, it suffered from bad timing too because shortly after they released it, they actually came out with a Saturn. So everybody jumped to the Saturn and kind of left the 32X in the demos. But
just a poor move on Sega's part. But
yeah, which they've been notorious for bad timing. So
one thing I think they should have done is like just done it the Neptune instead of the 32X. Just done like like the Sega CDX, like done that with the 32X. That would have worked out fine.
It would have been smarter.
Probably wouldn't have done very well, but it would have done better. I pretty much guarantee it.
And it suffered the same, problem as the Sega CD too. It was almost like buying another console. It was so expensive, but you weren't getting the benefits of buying another console.
Right.
And it had 4 titles at launch too.
Oh, did it? What does it say?
Doom, Star Wars Arcade, Virtua Racing Deluxe, and Cosmic Carnage.
Now, those are all pretty good games, actually.
Yeah, but you've got Star Wars, which was pretty much already out, and Virtua Racing, which was
out.
Well, no, because it didn't come out. I'm mistaken. It came out on the Saturn, but it didn't come out on the Sega CD. So. Right.
Okay. Cosmic Carnage is actually the only one in that group that I've never played, but I can tell you it's I don't know, it's pretty fun. Plus, it's fairly collectible because there are only 60 games. But the problem is, like, of 60 of those, like, a lot of them are pretty rare.
Yeah.
Like,
Because it didn't have a very long shelf life either.
right, yeah. I think to get a complete collection for the 32X is definitely within reach, though. It's not something that's impossible.
Yeah.
So just give it time, and that's possible. Okay, so I guess we can go ahead and just move on to the what we've been playing segment, if you so desire.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go ahead and start her up if you want to.
For me, sadly, I haven't been playing anything new. As far as new games go, I'm still on L.A. Noire and I'm still on Gears of War 3. Uh, but on the retro side, I completed Mega Man 1, which if you guys are subscribed to my channel, you already know that because you saw my video of me beating it. And now I've moved on to Mega Man 2, which I've actually done a lot better at. I don't know if it's that much easier or just having played Mega Man 1 for so long that I'm starting to get better at Mega Man. But I've kind of cruised through the second one. I'm doing the Wily's Castle now. But
Oh, wow.
and I just started playing it the other night. So I don't know if it's that much easier or I've just gotten that much better because I'm still pretty terrible. But
You can't be worse than me. You cannot be.
I don't
I
know.
am the anti-Mega Man. There's no doubt about it. I suck.
They are ridiculously hard. Like all of them are.
And that's kind of a turnoff for me because, like, I'll sit down and I'll play Contra Hardcore for the Genesis, which is impossible. But I'll play it and I'll have a pretty good time. But I just can't play Mega Man for very long because I just get way too frustrated with it.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, again, it's like I said before, a turnoff kind of.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of patience to play. Which is why I like playing it on emulation because I can play it for a minute, save it, walk away, go do something else, clear my mind, and then come back and play it some more. So
You can vent and then
exactly, yeah, and then come back. And which if you play Mega Man 1, on the console, there's no password feature for that one.
No way.
Yeah,
Ooh.
luckily it was the only one that was that way, but yeah, so you have to basically beat it in one sitting if you play regular. So that's one advantage to emulation right there.
Mm-hmm.
We've had that conversation already.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty much it for me.
Well, I'm kind of the opposite of you because I haven't played anything retro. It's all been new, and it's all been Rage. Yeah, we see. Yeah. I was gonna actually do a review of Rage, but I don't know. It's just a lot more difficult than it sounds, and I just didn't have the drive to do it.
Right.
So I'm gonna actually. I don't know if you saw my video about doing my 13 days of Halloween leading up to Halloween.
Yes.
I don't know if I want to include Rage in one of those 13 games or not, because I'll tell you this, that game will get you on the edge of your seat, because it's pretty jumpy sometimes. id Software, I gotta tell you, they're the masters of making you crap your pants.
Right.
Because you'll just be walking around, and you'll hear these most absurd noises, and they are scary. Genuinely, it's scary. But more so about the game, I gotta, I can't say anything. You need to play it first off because I'm trying to put all fanboyism aside.
Right.
It is an incredible game. It's really, really fun. That's the key word, fun. You have fun when you play it. You have fun, the whole time. A lot of work went into it, and you can tell when you play the game, a lot of work went into it, and it's just a lot of fun. So
now, is it just straight up shooter, or is it more?
It's primarily it is first person shooting, but there's a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, but there's racing segments too. Like in each town, there's a different speedway, and there's it's not just racing, but it's also like you ever played Twisted Metal or something,
Mm-hmm.
where you have to destroy different cars. It's kind of like that. So it's definitely diverse, but primarily, yeah, it is a first-person shooter. And I don't know if I told you this, but it is kind of a lot not a lot, but it's fairly similar to Borderlands.
Yeah, you did. When I asked you about it, you mentioned it.
And well, yeah, it's similar in that it's a little post-apocalyptic, of course, but it's sort of you get missions from random people and the storyline. Like there's side missions and then the main story missions, and
Mm-hmm.
you get them from people, do them, go back. It just goes all over the place, and it's a really fun game. I have it on the 360, and I can't. If I could think of a complaint right now, I'd try and say it, but I really can't. I guess one complaint is that it is on 3 discs, which is pretty hefty, hefty, hefty.
Yeah.
Um, but it's not like you have to play for 15 minutes and swap discs and play for
Swap discs.
15 minutes and swap discs. It's
Swap
not
back.
like that at all. Yeah, right.
Is
So
it so you just go from one disc and then to the next? You don't have to like swap back and
I,
forth.
I see. I think so, but I had to put in the second disc just recently, and I haven't been playing that much. So I wonder if like the first disc has just got a lot more on it or a lot less on it than the second disc or something. But there's no way I'm halfway through the game because I've only played like 4 or 5 hours of it, and it's definitely
Okay.
fun. So so I can't really say for sure, but I don't really know. But regardless, it's well worth a pickup. If you want to wait until it goes down in price like 30 or 40, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm gonna say, if you're really looking forward to the next Call of Duty or Battlefield or God forbid any other generic shooter,
Generic shooter.
don't do it and just pick up Rage, and yeah, you won't regret it. I can guarantee. It's also good for PC gamers too. So
Right.
and
Now is there multiplayer in it?
there is, and it's like those races that you take part in, like the derby. It's like that. It's like
Oh,
Twisted Metal and kind of stuff. Which it's I don't know if some people will like it or not, but I haven't even played it yet because I've been kind of sucked into the story or the single player. But it's I have seen a review on it online where they did go into the multiplayer a little bit, and it looks fun. It looks like something I could get into, but for the people who are used to like Call of Duty or Halo Online or something, they might not enjoy it as much. But that's fine because it's got a lengthy campaign. So
Is there any co-op? Like,
yeah, there's some online co-op missions too. Yeah.
oh, okay.
I
So
don't
you can't
think
like play through the campaign co-op.
I don't know if you can play through the full campaign co-op or not. It wouldn't really make sense as far as the story goes for that to happen
Okay.
either. So,
Well, there you go.
but there is co-op, like side mission, or like there's some online co-op stuff you can do.
Right.
So James might like it, your buddy. So, yeah, I mean, just check it out if you think you're gonna like it. Definitely get it because it's a lot of fun. And there's a ton of throwbacks to like previous games too.
Yeah, I heard about some of them.
The first one, I actually noticed one of them on my own. Other than that, I haven't seen any, but I have seen them online. The first one is in the very first part of the game when you get shot, or when you get kind of like rescued a little bit, and you're in this vehicle. There's a Doom guy bobblehead on the dashboard.
That's
So,
awesome.
and then I was playing in a random level, and I don't know how familiar you are with the original Doom, but there's a monster's noise. I think it's the Pinky Demon that makes this noise. And I was just walking around and I randomly heard it. And so it's kind of, and then there's a Wolfenstein room that takes you into like the Wolfenstein castle from the original
that's
3D.
funny.
It's just one room, but And then there's a Quake room too. I don't know if there's a Doom room or not. I haven't heard anything about that, but there might be.
I'm sure there is.
Probably. But there's a lot of throwbacks to their previous games, and it's really fun, really good. Just get it. I don't need to tell you anymore.
It gets the Cobra stamp of approval.
Yes, Rage gets the official Cobra stamp of approval.
There you go.
All right. So yeah, but again, like I said, nothing in the classic realm. So that's unfortunate. So only one thing left, Nick.
eBay auction time.
Yeah, it is ridiculous eBay auction. So you can go ahead and start if you if you
You're
like.
gonna make me start, okay?
Yeah.
Well, the first one that I found, I don't even know like why this is even a thing, but it is the
Why this is even a thing? Huh?
the ultimate music game cabinet, perfect for Guitar Hero or Rock Band. All it is they slapped a TV on a big cabinet and put an Xbox 360 inside of it. Like that's literally all they did, and they want to
Wow.
charge you like $3,200 for it. I mean, I guess there's a sound system in it too, but like, I don't really, like I said, I don't know why this is a thing.
I
Like,
don't know. I don't know why this is a thing.
it's just a TV. I guess because it's on wheels, you can roll it around to all your favorite parties, I guess.
This seems like something you could make for like $300.
Yeah, it doesn't come with the games or anything. It doesn't come with the drums and guitars and everything.
Even though they're in the picture, you don't get them.
It doesn't say that you do. So it just says one game system. You can choose Xbox 360 or Wii. Why you can't choose the PS3, I don't know. But and then high definition 26-inch TV. So it's not even a big TV. It's just 26 inches. You can buy that for like $200. With a swivel mount for easy viewing, for the entire band. And it's got a speaker system built in there, but that's it,
It's not $3,200 worthy.
No, definitely not.
Oh, and this guy lives in Michigan. He's given us a bad name. Or me a bad name, anyway.
Romulus. I didn't know there was a Romulus.
I've never even heard of it either.
Apparently, that's where the Romulans
Must be off the beaten trail, I guess.
But yeah, so $3,200, you can have a 26-inch TV mounted on a rolling cabinet. That's basically what that boils down to.
I've always wanted to make a arcade cabinet like that, but for arcade games, not stupid Rock Band.
Rock Band. and like the timing too. Like I think Rock Band and Guitar Hero kind of lost their luster now. Like
yeah, who the hell's gonna
maybe
buy
a couple of years ago this would have been awesome, but not so much anymore. I don't think. But
yeah. Plus, why is it perfect for those games? It doesn't even. Why would that not suit like a Halo game?
Any
Or
game.
something?
Yeah, like I guess because the TV is only 26 inches, you couldn't really couldn't get the mad multiplayer going on a 26-inch TV. But so that's my
$100. It says is it ship it? Yeah, he will ship it. So that's probably got to cost a ton too.
charging arm and a leg, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Delivery varies. So there you go.
I don't like that.
I can't imagine what that would cost to ship, but
And probably have to go freight shipping on UPS or something.
yeah.
It's like a couple hundred, I would imagine.
And he says it's a 5.1 speaker system, but that really doesn't look like a 5.1 to me. It looks like a 2.1.
You're speaking Greek to me because I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Well, a 5.1 system would be 5 like satellite speakers and then a subwoofer, but I only see 3 speakers in the picture. So, anyway, that's enough about that. What is your first one?
My first one is something kind of pretty cool, I guess. It's a huge video game. This is actually the listing. Huge video game collection, 4,800 plus Atari, Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, Xbox, arcade. And then the subtitle is, I don't understand this, The Enduring Odyssey Collection Video Game History.
Yeah, this guy named his video game collection, apparently.
Yeah. Nerd. No.
Yeah, and this was actually posted like in every, I think, gaming group that's known to man.
Yeah, it caught my attention. Somebody posted it in Rob's group on Facebook, so.
I think the actual guy that's selling it posted it, oddly enough.
On Rob's group?
I think so. I think it's the actual seller. I could be wrong on that, but...
Uh-oh, so we can't say anything bad about it?
I mean, we can.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. We're going to tear this guy up. No,
No, we're not saying anything bad about the collection itself. It's, I think, just the means, like... I don't think anybody has spare $45,000 to drop on a
right,
video game
and the thing is, like, this collection very well could be worth probably... Well, I don't want to say 45,000 because it's probably not. That's like, I mean, that's like a 45 grand is a lot.
It is a lot, but he does have a ton of stuff.
That's, you know what, I'm looking through the pictures and I'm seeing all this stuff and it's like, god damn.
It is a mind-boggling collection, but
yeah, it's no doubt impressive. But 45 grand, like, oh, that Dreamcast thing is sweet.
yeah, it's got an insert
Yes,
like a Dreamcast kiosk.
But
With
45
rock
grand, that just seems a little steep, maybe. He does have an offer, so I wonder what happened there. But that little gun wall is kind of cool, too.
Yeah, he's got like every light gun known to man. I mean, he's got magazines,
He's got the works, man.
crap ton of NES titles. I mean, it really.
that NES shelf is damn impressive, too.
Yeah, it really does have, I think, everything you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, who has 45?
Yeah, the thing is, like, if he were to separate this, like, sell off his NES collection, his, Jaguar, whatever you want to do.
Probably have more luck that way.
Yeah, it'd sell. First off, he probably wouldn't get 45,000. Although you never know. I mean, I don't know what kind of games he has. He might have stadium events in there somewhere, and I don't see it.
Right.
But yeah, the way he's going about selling it is, in my opinion, all wrong.
Yeah.
Because it's local pickup only. So not only do you have to live near or be crazy enough to fly to Arizona and ship this thing back to you, that's a limited market right there. And even to limit it further, 45 grand?
Yeah.
Who could buy this? Bill Gates?
He does. I mean, he does have some stuff that I've never seen in my life before.
Right, there's some pretty sweet stuff in here.
But what's really funny is some of the pictures have blurs in them.
I was just gonna mention.
I want to know what's behind the blur.
Yeah, me too. There's like naked chicks behind the blue.
Like, and they're randomly placed too, so it makes no sense.
Yeah. There's one on the bottom, like the one with. No, it's not the bottom. It's more like in the middle. It's like behind it on television. It's like blocked off. Looks like an action figure or something.
He's got some box PC stuff. I mean, he's got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it's impressive. It's all hell, but again, I just thought that the way he went about selling it.
Yeah, the means of selling or what's
is that's the problem. Yep. He's got an Xbox 360 Elite box blurred out. I guess that probably means that that's like not included or something.
Not included, maybe? Yeah, you're probably right.
It's got to be it. He's got a sweet 2600 box, which ooh,
got a bunch of box stuff.
Yeah,
he's got a bunch of like plug and play, like, and like old school. Like he's got the Telstar Arcade, which is like that weird triangle shaped thing with like
like the gun and shit on it.
Yeah, but yeah,
some cool stuff here. I'm kind of getting like lost in this. Like it's
really you really could.
Stuff. The reason I kind of mentioned that box of Atari, I don't know if I want to spoil anything, but I might be getting a box Heavy Sixer.
Nice.
For an unbelievable deal, and I'll leave it at that. And so maybe there's a reason to watch my latest video when it does come out, which they're going to start slowing down because I did get laid off. To the golf course. Kind of seasonal.
Yeah.
So I think I might just be a hardcore eBay reseller and just screw everybody over and make money. No, I'm just kidding. I can't give up my morals.
Yeah.
So anyway, we should probably quit talking about this thing before somebody buys it.
Right.
I'm just kidding. But all right, what do you got next? Wow.
Oh yes. Next. This is another classic one. This is 54 Sony PlayStation 2 network adapters. Number one, why do you need one PlayStation 2 network adapter? Because they don't do anything anymore. Like, you can't go online with a PS2 anymore. But this guy's selling 54 of them for the mere price of $1,500.
Correct.
Like, there is absolutely no reason in the world to buy this. Like, buy one, let alone buy 54 of them, because you're not going to resell them.
No way. That's $28. Well, $29 per thing. What are they worth? Like $2 or something?
They're worth $0 because they don't do anything. Like, they don't connect to anything anymore. So
they are worth nothing, damn it.
They pretty much are. They're worth the plastic that they're made out of, basically. So, yeah, once again, why buy one, let alone 54 of them?
Right. So, excuse me. What did the PlayStation Network adapter do? Was it was like Xbox Live, kind of?
Essentially. I mean, there were very few games. It came out with Final Fantasy. Which number was it?
12?
11? No, it was 11.
11, okay. I was just throwing out numbers.
I'm pretty sure it's 11, which was the online Final Fantasy.
Oh, the online-only one?
Yeah, and so they released that on PS2, and at the same time they released this network adapter. And then I think it worked with SOCOM, and I think that might have been it.
Wow.
Like, there were not a lot of games that took advantage of it, and it failed miserably.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm taking it failed.
I mean, there was a little bit of a SOCOM following, but like the Final Fantasy game didn't do that well. And yeah, it pretty much flopped, and now it's useless. So I I guess I could Google real fast to see what games actually used it.
Alright. I'm actually looking at his things to see what he has for sale. See, he has a bunch of other stuff too, just to see if it's overpriced or not.
Yeah, oddly enough, this is an American seller, which usually you find this kind of stuff from Japanese sellers.
Right.
This one is actually, I should have gone Wikipedia, not...
Wikipedia is the best source of information on the internet now.
Let's see.
Two.
Design. Originally designed to fit setbacks. Some games on PS2, most notably Final Fantasy XI, required the PS... Oh yeah, you also had to have the PS2 hard drive for Final Fantasy XI. Which was another thing to stick into the back of your PS2.
Jesus Christ, what is this, a Genesis?
But see, here's the problem with that whole thing. When the Slim PS2 came out, they didn't leave you a port to put your hard drive in.
Oh, that's just like a slap in the face.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see, and it came out for it doesn't say.
It wouldn't. That's something.
Yeah, I found a really crappy page to go to.
Well, regardless, it's worthless.
Just know that it pretty much failed miserably, and there's no reason to ever buy it. So
yeah,
so
don't.
That's yeah.
All right. Well, my last one is weird. You know, it's just weird. It's an ultra rare, to quote the listing, ultra rare Atari Jaguar gym bag. All right. He says in the sub listing or the note, it says probably only one of only 2 or 3 left. How he could know that is beyond me. But you know, it's $2,000. I'll just throw it out. It's $2,000 for an Atari gym bag. Why is this $2,000? You know, I understand it's rare, but is there really that big of a market for a damn $2,000 gym bag?
I doubt it.
The thing that kicks me is I actually said this before we started recording the show is anybody who probably had a Jaguar would not probably need a gym bag.
A gym bag to carry
because
around.
I highly doubt that they're going to the gym all the time. Actually, they might because the Jaguar didn't do so hot, so maybe they needed something else to do.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, $2,000 for a gym bag. It's cool. I'd pay, you know, I don't know, I'd throw over a few bucks for it. Nothing outrageous or anything, but it should. Bottom line, it's a bag with the Atari logo on it. I'm sure you could make one of these, you know, for whatever.
Yeah.
It just seems like a kind of like a useless thing to have.
If you really wanted to carry around your Jaguar, you could.
I'm reading the listing, and it's actually sort of interesting. It says this has to be one of only 2 bags I know of left in existence. The other is owned by a gentleman on the Atari Age forums who also owns the Jaguar VR units. I don't know what a VR units is.
I have no idea.
He said, "Oh, listen to this. I'm also including the super rare Atari Jaguar pin." Huh. Super rare Jaguar pin. The cool thing about this object is that at the 1995 E3, Sam remembered me at a closed-door session on the floor for the Jaguar VR units. He recommended the Jaguar, blah, 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 blah. So some guy that works for Atari gave him this. So I don't know. It's more like bizarre or something that you don't see often.
Yeah.
Something that I was sort of curious about is that I wonder what would happen if you started this at a 99-cent auction.
Yeah, to see how high it would go.
I remember one time there was this Virtual Boy shirt on eBay. It was I don't know what it was started at, but it was an auction. I think it ended up selling for like $250 or something.
Wow.
You ever seen Pete Dore's Virtual Boy shirt?
Not that I recall.
Okay, we've got this red Virtual Boy shirt. I don't know if that's the one I saw on eBay, but it is the same shirt. But that sold for $253, and I'd much rather have a Virtual Boy shirt than an Atari gym bag.
Right.
Plus, you wouldn't even use this, I wouldn't think. If you're going to pay $2,000 for a gym bag, you don't use it.
Right.
So.
Which he has used it, so he's ruined it already.
Oh no, he used it?
That's what it says. Well, it says like new, so.
Oh, that's true, I guess. You. Use Atari Gym bag.
Yeah.
I'm not going down that road. That's for sure. Okay, well.
It has served me well over the years, so he's apparently used it quite often. So there you go.
Okay, well, I think that's about it.
That wraps it up, I think.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I really wanted else to say.
I think we covered everything for the week.
Announcement. Once more, again, thank you to Ball and Nick for the shout out. Really appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
So we'll make it big one day. We'll be on G4, and we'll look back and we'll think. Remember when Ball and Nick gave us that shout out?
Gave us that shout out.
We should give them some what's it called? Some money for what's it called when like you get money for shit. This is gonna bother me now. It's a word. Royalties. That's what it is. He should get some royalties for the show because he helped us get so popular.
He helps us.
But anyway, yeah. That's so enough of that. So there is something I want to say. I know I mentioned that I'm doing a Halloween special for my channel, but Halloween falls on a Monday, which unfortunately is the night we record this. So doing a Halloween special that night for RattleCast would be kind of pointless because it'd be updated or it'd be uploaded
after Halloween.
After Halloween. So I think maybe the week before, which would be 2 weeks from today, we could do a Halloween special if Nick's okay with it. Actually, this is the first time I've mentioned it. I think that's
I'm
kind of
totally fine with it, and I think it's a great idea.
Halloween retro Halloween gaming corner or whatever you want to do. So yeah, I think that'd be a fun thing to do. So anything you guys want to see in that, go ahead and shoot this way. Just leave it in the comments or something. We'll mention it next week. But I'm getting pretty excited for Halloween. I don't know about you, Nick, but I don't know why I'm excited for Halloween. It's not even much. I don't even trick or treat. It's just about the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I like this season for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not as excited this year as I will be next year.
Oh, you have a son, yeah.
Yeah, when I have, he'll be almost a year old, so he'll be able to enjoy it a little bit. So.
Right. You gonna dress him up like Mega Man or something?
He'll actually. We actually already have his costume, oddly.
You serious?
Yeah, because
what is it?
Yeah, we bought it at the. He's gonna be Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. Well, okay, I guess. Really.
If you saw my house, you would understand. Like, go watch my tour video, then you'll know.
Oh, so Mickey Mouse. Yeah,
we're big Mickey Mouse fans around here, so.
Oh,
so yeah, he's gonna be Mickey Mouse.
Okay, well, I mean, be adorable. Whatever you're gonna do.
I mean, yeah.
Well, a kid being Mickey Mouse, you can't complain too much, I guess. Alright, so I think that's it. Halloween special, I guess, coming in like 2 weeks, so leave us any ideas. Although I'm sure we can come up with a few cool things on our own, but never hurts for some suggestions. So that's coming up. Huge thanks again to Ball and Nick, and that's going to be it for us, guys. So stay tuned for next week, and until then, take care.
We'll see you next time, guys.
Hey everybody, it's Cobra DVS, and we're on episode 6 of RattleCast this week, and my esteemed co-host, as always.
Neoflynn, as always.
Yeah. Partners in crime, running routes. Okay.
Friends till the end.
What's that?
Friends till the end.
Right. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get right into it, and we can start reading the comments. Not too many this time, just a couple. Let's start with RPG Machine. Again, we only get the best from RattleCast. Awesome. Thanks for answering. Excuse me. Thanks for answering my last questions. Being new to Sega systems, I have to say I'm in love with my Saturn. I was wondering what are some Saturn games you guys really dig if you guys have Saturns. Actually, unfortunately, I don't.
Yeah, you don't.
You
But
do,
I do.
though. Yeah.
I do, yes. Um, some good games on Saturn. That's tough.
Doom?
Yeah, Doom. There's one called Valora Valley Golf that I really liked back in the day. It's like golf on crack, basically.
Crack
It's just
golf.
like these,
All right.
yeah, it's like these super extreme holes and stuff. Like there's one where it's like 300 yards, but it's like dead uphill, like, and then if you hit it like directly on the fairway, it rolls all the way back down. So you actually have to play into the rough. It's pretty funny. But that one's really good. Anything by Crystal Dynamics, you're gonna be getting some good stuff there. Like the Horde, Gex is on there.
Isn't there a sequel to Darius Twin called Darius Garden or something on there?
There might be. I'm not familiar with it, but I mean, there's
What
there's
about
lots.
Panzer Dragoon Saga? You gotta get
Yeah, if
you
you
gotta get that.
if you can afford it.
Well, he is
Um,
RPG Machine, so
so
he's
yeah.
got to get it.
What else is there?
Have you played Duke Nukem 3D on the Jaguar?
Not on the Saturn. No.
I heard it. Or sorry, yes, it's Jaguar. Wow. The Saturn. I heard it blows, so I don't know.
Yeah, Saturn's got some really good stuff and some really bad stuff, but overall it's a decent system. But yeah, like I said, anything by Crystal Dynamics, just stay away from the FMV stuff, except for the Horde, because that game's awesome.
All right.
Got Kirk Cameron in it. How can you go wrong?
Kirk Cameron.
Yeah, he plays like this dumb prince or something. I don't remember, but
Are there a lot of FMV titles on the Saturn?
not like it's not like the Sega CD was, where everything is FMV, but there are a bunch of them.
No. Okay. Goffman says, "Wow, even better than last week's. Such a good cast, guys. I would love to get in on this for an episode, and I shall ask what Cobra wants to answer. What game do you guys hate that everyone else loves? I know you answer it kind of, but I know you, well, I think he made a typo, but I know you already answered it, but maybe now you can figure it out or narrow it down a game for all your answers. Also, I believe the Mortal Kombat trailer Cobra was talking about is the Mortal Kombat Legacy on YouTube. It was a teaser trailer for the series. It's always, as always, guys, a great cast, and I look forward to next week's. Okay, cool. So his question, what is one game that we hate that everybody else loves? Can't really deny his importance. And then this absolute ignorant, buzz-killing lady behind me, I just cannot stand her. Me and my friend just talk about her the whole time, because she's such a buzzkill. She goes... And she's like 55 or 60, and she has no business being at school. And she goes, Steve Jobs invented Commodore? It's like, no, you idiot. That's not the point.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Steve Jobs didn't invent my Atari 800. That's not the point.
Yeah, I mean, everybody thinks of Apple now, and they think of the iPod and the iPhone and all that. But really,
Right.
When they got their start was, with the computer. So
Yeah, which is definitely bigger impact than the iPad will ever have, I would think.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
the iPod, rather. We'll see about the iPad. But
I mean, especially for people like my age, we all grew up playing on our Apple IIs. We'd go to Computer Lab in school, and that was what they had, was the Apple II. So, playing Oregon Trail and Hangman on the Apple
Oregon
II.
Trail.
I'll never forget it.
I kind of wanted to get an Apple II a long time ago, but I never really got one. I wonder, are they expensive or?
I have no idea. I wouldn't.
I bet they are. No.
They might be, but there were so many of them because,
Right.
schools had 15, 20 of them apiece. So I can't imagine they'd still be ultra expensive, but who knows?
All right. Well, yeah, it's just something we wanted to mention because it's definitely a pretty large happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, something else I wanted to mention prior to getting to the news is I want to send a huge thank you to Ball and Nick 1982 for giving both of our channels and the show a shout out on his last Gaming Pickups episode. He had nothing but great things to say about it, and that's really what it's all about. People enjoying the show, and that was really nice of him. We didn't ask him to do it.
Yeah, we kind of touched on this last time, but we can go
Uh,
more in depth.
can I piss some people off and say Call of Duty?
You can.
What the fuck? There's a I'm, what the hell? There's a bug crawling on my computer screen right now.
Just don't smack it.
Yeah, I'm just sort of like staring off into nothing thinking about this, and now there's like one of these box elder bugs on my damn computer. What the
I know
hell?
for me it's like Final Fantasy. Like
Yeah.
I don't get it at all.
Final Fantasy. You know what? This is kind of like blasphemous as well. I know I'm kind of a blasphemous king, but I've never played a Final Fantasy game.
Really?
Really, you know, they just never interested me because I'm not too much into like the Japanese style.
Yeah.
I'd rather play, even though I really enjoyed Chrono Trigger. I'd rather, you know, I don't know. I just Final Fantasy never really interested me.
I mean, I've tried to play them, and I can't get into them. Excuse me.
Let's see. Okay, so there's Call of Duty for me. Any war shooter nowadays is just not gonna happen with me.
Yeah, you're
Like
over
Battlefield 3. Just give me a fucking break.
I can't think of anything else that
Yeah, it's hard to think of these things on the spot.
we should have done our research.
Yeah.
But yeah, the main one for me is Final Fantasy because people just fawn over that shit. And I can't
They do. Yeah. Well, okay, Final Fantasy and Call of Duty, that's bound to get some excitement going. Alright, and in television, IVPeppy38 says, or Hacker727 as he's also known, says, excellent episode, guys. Thank you. That continues his streak of commenting on, I believe, every video.
Every video, yeah.
So Intellivision Dude has made a comment. He says, Paper Mario rules. After you get used to the 64 controller, it's easy to use. And 64 is mainly known for Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Mario Party, and the ATI/THQ wrestling games. People
Yeah,
even
we forgot to
today-
mention those.
Yeah. People even today still compare today's wrestling games to No Mercy on the 64, just like people today compare hockey games to NHL 94 on the Genesis.
Yeah, we forgot to mention the THQ and wrestling games on the 64. They are really good on the 64.
Yeah, my brother used to play the hell out of those, and there was one that he had that, I don't know which one it was, but where you could, like, make your own character, and I gave him, like, purple pants and a green shirt, and they were kind of fun. Fun.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all of them on N64 are decent, so.
Yeah, they still make wrestling games, don't they?
Yeah.
Are they...
Every year they pump one out.
Are they good?
Yeah, I mean, I got, what was it, 2010, I think was the last one I got. And, I mean, they're fun. They're definitely more advanced now. But, I mean, if you like wrestling, they're fun to mess around with, so.
Well, actually, that's the last comment. Not too long this time.
Yeah.
But normally we'd move on to the news, but Nick and I felt it necessary to mention something prior to the news. And, you know, I think a lot of people are probably going to see this coming, but, you know, Steve Jobs kicking the bucket.
Yeah.
Something we should mention.
At least mention, you know, it's something, you know, he's been out of the limelight for a little while, but you can't, like, do anything today without pretty much touching an Apple product or something that Apple's influenced.
Right.
I mean, he was quite the visionary, I think. And
We actually touched on this in my English class last Friday, which was like I want to say the day or two after it happened. I'm not sure quite when it happened.
I think it was Thursday night, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so Friday morning
Wednesday night, but...
Yeah, so the instructor mentioned it, and there's not very many people in there, and he goes, you know, he said that he basically invented, like, the personal computer in his garage.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, you